Hello, everyone. We're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties, but Raymond, we are live if you can hear me. I do have your slideshow up.
Yes, good evening, scholars, parents, guardians, and colleagues in education. My name is Raymond Harrod, Dual Enrollment Program Manager here at Prince George's Community College. I want to again welcome you to part two of our dual enrollment information session. During our last session, we talked about the benefits of earning college credits at Prince George's Community College while in high school. We talked about how to connect with your COAST advisor or PGCC dual enrollment representative for support with selecting courses. And hopefully, many of you have taken advantage of the opportunity to meet with your COAST advisor or dual enrollment representative. We heard from one of our amazing math faculty, Professor Aaron Large, who shared his perspective on what students can expect when they make their transition to Prince George's Community College. And we also heard from Ms. Tawana Terry, our Dual in the School Program Manager, who spoke about opportunities to take dual enrollment at your high schools. So many of you are going to be receiving information very soon about which dual enrollment courses are going to be available at your high school. If you missed part one of our information session, we encourage you to go to PGCC TV on YouTube and look at the dual enrollment playlist where you can find that information session as well as many other information sessions related to dual enrollment. Next slide, please. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to be all ready for dual enrollment here at Prince George's Community College. We're going to review the eligibility requirements, learn how to apply and enroll for summer and fall 2023 courses through dual enroll. We're going to learn about the very important program deadlines, and we're going to learn about opportunities that exist after dual enrollment. Next slide, please. Now let's brush you up on who's eligible for dual enrollment. In order to qualify for dual enrollment, students must have a minimum cumulative GPA of 2.5 and a qualifying AccuPlacer, SAT, or ACT score. Students using SAT or ACT scores must have their official score report sent from College Board for SAT or ACT directly to Prince George's Community College. And the eligibility based on SAT, or ACT, those scores must be at the college by the time the application closes on April 27th. As an alternate, students may qualify with a 3.0 cumulative unweighted GPA. However, there may be course limitations if you're solely using your GPA. Next slide, please. Let's take a deeper look at what you can qualify for if you don't have test scores. So if you don't have AccuPlacer scores, SAT or ACT scores, that's okay. Because if you have a 3.0 cumulative unweighted GPA and you are a sophomore or rising junior, you can qualify to take courses at Prince George's Community College with no prerequisite requirements. For seniors, you've satisfied reading and writing readiness requirements, if you have successfully completed English 11, and you are qualified to take English 1010 with that 3.0 cumulative unweighted GPA. And you can also qualify for math courses if you've also completed Algebra 2. So that's for my rising seniors and my rising seniors who plan to take courses during the summer or fall semester. Next slide, please. The other option is to qualify for courses with an eligible test score. In order to be considered proficient in reading, writing, or math, students must achieve just one of the minimum scores for participation in dual enrollment. For reading readiness on the AccuPlacer, students must have earned a 254 or above. Writing readiness requires a 5 or above. For math, students can qualify either with the quantitative reasoning, algebra, and statistics score of 263 or above, or advanced algebra and functions score of 240 and above. For students who plan to use their SAT for consideration for dual enrollment participation, you must have a 480 or above on evidence-based reading and writing, or a 530 or above on math, and we determine your math placement based on those scores accordingly. If you're planning on using your ACT scores, students must have an ACT reading, ACT English, or ACT math score of 21 or above. Remember, if you're planning on using the SAT or ACT scores, we do encourage you to have those test scores sent officially from the testing agency directly to Prince George's Community College. Next slide, please. As a dual enrollment student, you are real college students, and you're held to the same academic standards of all of the college students here at Prince George's Community College. While we do recognize that you are high school students as well, we want to make sure that you are prepared for the academic rigor of taking college classes. The expectations are that you must demonstrate readiness to meet academic expectations. So you're strongly encouraged to meet with your PGCC representative or course advisor for course advisement and selection based on your eligibility before selecting courses in dual enroll. Again, students, you're going to be taking real college courses and receiving real grades and meeting real college professors and staff, which allows you to be a part of a greater community that's going to help you to be greater thinkers and learn much more about the fields that you plan to pursue. Students, you must take ownership and accountability for your own learning. That means that you have to show up for those classes, whether they're in person or remote. And if you qualify to take those online classes, you must log into Canvas and read those modules and get those assignments done. In college, students, you must advocate for yourselves. You must reach out when you need support. You have a number of supporters who are here to assist you throughout your experience here at dual enrollment. I mean, at Prince George's, I'm sorry. And we want to make sure that you're reaching out to those persons to assist you with preparing and taking your college courses. As a reminder, PGCC and Prince George's County Public Schools have different academic calendars. For example, you all who are Prince George's County students are currently on spring break. However, classes are currently in session at Prince George's Community College. It is your responsibility to manage your calendar and ensure that you're showing up for classes when the college is in session. Now, I know with great expectation, there's also some great impacts that come with participation in the program. So, what are those impacts that you can experience as a dual enrollment student? Well, this experience strengthens your aspirations as well as confidence in your academic success, especially as you prepare to make your transition to your 4-year or either 2-year college or universities after high school graduation. It increases the probability that you will attain a college degree, whether it's an associate degree or a bachelor's degree or advanced degree. And then also there are impacts and implications to your college and high school transcripts. And these are part of your permanent record. So being successful is key. We want all dual enrollment students to be successful in their experience with us. So in addition to very dedicated dual enrollment staff, you also again have access to many and all of our academic and student support services, such as our tutoring and writing center. We have an amazing grammar clinic. We have a math learning center, disability support services, and mentoring groups like Diverse Male Student Initiative or DMSI or Women of Wisdom. Wow, if you need some additional support. I just want to tell you, students, if you need support while you're in dual enrollment, there is a service or support here at Prince George's Community College for you. Next slide, please. Now, I know that many of you are so excited about the opening of our application on this coming Wednesday. So I'm going to talk about the ways that you can help, some resources that we have and some persons that we have available to help you choose courses. Next slide, please. We encourage all students, all potential dual enrollment students, to meet with their course advisor or dual enrollment representative. These professionals are able to assist you with the best course options just for you. Students also have the option to review our recommended courses by academic areas of interest, as well as the college catalog as a resource to help you look up course descriptions, outcomes, and prerequisites. This information will also be available in Dual Enroll, the platform that you'll be utilizing to apply and request registration for dual enrollment courses. Finally, we have dual credit options. These courses allow students to earn both high school and college credit. The most popular dual credit course is English 1010, which if passed, satisfies students' high school English 12 requirement. And that's a course that many dual enrollment students take advantage of if they meet reading and writing readiness requirements, either through GPA or test score. Many students wish to take dual enrollment courses and transfer them to colleges and universities. And the Articulation System for Maryland Colleges and Universities, or ARTSYS, is a great tool to help you to determine transferability of courses within the state of Maryland. If you plan to attend a college or university outside of the state of Maryland, that's okay too. We do also allow students who are taking courses. We do encourage students who are taking courses outside of the state of Maryland to certainly meet with their um, uh, four-year college university and determine the best courses that they should take through the dual enrollment experience. So please definitely feel free to reach out to those staff. Next slide, please. So a couple of things. You can find all the information that I reference on our website, um, www.pgcc.edu/go/high school. And what you see an image of on the screen is our recommended courses document, which actually lists all of our programs of study, I'm sorry, all of our pathways with sample programs of study, and provides recommended courses. Again, you can get a copy of this document by visiting our website at www.pgcc.edu/go/high school, or visit your coast advisor or dual enrollment representative. Next slide, please. Now, you all know we're in higher education, and we want to give you an opportunity to test your knowledge about courses that students potentially, or you might potentially qualify for. Our first example is of Max. Max is a student who is interested in dual enrollment, and we want to determine a couple of things. We want to determine if Max is eligible for dual enrollment and has he met reading, writing, and or math readiness. You notice at the very bottom of the screen, we see that Max test results from the AccuPlacer are here. We see that Max has a score of 5 on the right placer. He has a score of 263 on the next generation reading, and he has a score of 235 on the quantitative reasoning, algebra, and statistics, which is one of the math components. Next slide, please. Now, Max is interested in dual enrollment. Let's do a fact check and looking at our little cheat sheet as it relates to what Max may qualify for. Well, let's first look at Max's right placer score. Max earned a 5. According to our score check sheet, Max needs a 5 or above on the AccuPlacer writing or right placer to qualify for writing readiness. Max needs a 254 or above to qualify for reading readiness, and we notice that he earned a 263. However, on the math, for the quantitative reasoning, algebra, and statistics, Max needs a 263 or above, and Max earned a 235. So let's think about this. Does Max qualify for dual enrollment, and has he met reading, writing, and or math readiness? Next slide, please. Well, if you answered B, you're correct. Max has only met reading and writing readiness, so he can take courses which qualifies him for reading and which requires him to be reading and writing ready. However, because Max did not earn the minimum math score for placement, he's not able to take math courses, unfortunately. But Max absolutely still qualifies for participation in dual enrollment at Prince George's Community College. Let's take it a step further on the next slide. Next slide, Max is interested in criminal justice. Let's decide what courses he should take. Well, Max would utilize our area of interest, public safety, and law. And Max can take any course that lists prerequisite reading and or writing readiness, or any courses that says prerequisite none. So if we look at courses that Max qualifies for, we see that he qualifies to take Introduction to Information Technology. He can take expository writing, Composition 1 or English 1010. He can take Introduction to Criminal Justice. He can take Introduction to Sociology, Foundations of Communication, as well as Interpersonal Communication. Again, notice that although Max does not qualify to take math courses through dual enrollment, he does qualify to take a number of other courses through his experience at Prince George's Community College. Let's look to the next slide for another student and determine whether she qualifies. Samantha is another student who's interested in taking dual enrollment courses. She is a rising junior, like many of you currently in your 10th grade year, who are excited about participating in courses at Prince George's Community College. Samantha has a 3.89 cumulative unweighted GPA. She's not taking the AccuPlacer, she has no other test scores, but she's interested in dual enrollment. Couple of questions we have for Samantha. Is Samantha eligible for participation in dual enrollment? And has she met reading, writing, and or math readiness. Let's look to the next slide to learn more about Samantha. Again, Samantha's a 10th grader or a rising 11th grader. She has a cumulative unweighted GPA of 3.89 with no test scores. If we look to the box to the left, as a rising junior, you may qualify for courses with no prerequisite requirements, such as Foundations of Communication, Introduction to Information Technology, and Psychology. Unfortunately, at this time, Samantha wouldn't qualify for courses that have reading or writing readiness because she's only a rising 11th grader and she's not completed English 11. Next slide, please. So again, that answer is yes, Samantha is able to qualify for dual enrollment with her 3.89 cumulative unweighted GPA. However, she is limited to courses with no prerequisite requirements. Again, let's take it a step further in the next slide to determine what types of courses Samantha might take during her first time participating in dual enrollment. And we see that she qualifies to take, she's interested, in allied health and nursing, so she can qualify for courses such as Foundations of Communication, General Psychology, and Introduction to Sociology. Again, these are courses that don't have any prerequisite requirements. So for my rising 11th graders out there who may not have any test scores, but you have at least a 3.0 cumulative unweighted GPA, again, there are a number of courses that you can take for participation in dual enrollment. Next slide, please. Brandon is another student who is interested in dual enrollment. He is a rising senior, current 11th grader with a 3.25 cumulative unweighted GPA. He doesn't have any test scores, but he has completed English 11 and Algebra 2. He's interested in taking courses through dual enrollment. Is Brandon eligible for dual enrollment? Has he met reading, writing, and or math readiness? Now, this one is a tricky one because while Brandon has a 3.25 GPA, he doesn't have any test scores. But if we look carefully, he's completed English 11 and Algebra 2. Let's go to the next slide to help understand what courses Brandon might qualify for. As a rising 12th grader senior with a cumulative unweighted GPA of 3.0 and with no test scores and completion of English 11 and Algebra 2, we would look at the box to the right. For rising seniors who are in this position, that means you have satisfied reading, writing, and math readiness requirements. So students in this case may take courses like English 1010, and the student will qualify for math courses up to pre-calculus part 1. So courses like Intro to Statistics or Elements of Numbers and Operations or Applied College Algebra or Mathematical Ideas or Pre-Calculus 1, which is our College Algebra and Trigonometry pre-calculus course. So Brandon, let's go to the next slide for the correct answer. Brandon has met reading, writing, and math readiness, and he can take English 1010, as well as, again, those math courses up to Math 1350. Next slide, please. Now, let's say, for instance, Brandon is interested in pursuing a career or a college career in information technology. What courses might he be able to take? If he's looking at our recommended courses document, Brandon may take courses that list prerequisites reading and or writing and or math readiness. And he may also take English 1010 and any math courses up to Math 1350. Now, I'm not expecting you to be a pro on how these courses work and what courses you may be eligible for, which is why each high school has a PGCC Coast Advisor or dual enrollment representative to assist you with helping you to decide what courses you qualify for. Next slide, please. In addition to having that staff available to assist you, know that we will mix and match your test scores and GPA for the highest placement possible. For example, if you qualify for reading readiness by way of your SAT score and math readiness by way of your AccuPlacer, we'll use the highest of those two tests without penalizing you to place you in the highest course possible. Again, please contact your PGCC Coast Advisor or dual enrollment representative for further assistance with choosing the right course for you, not only based on your test scores, but also based on your academic area of interest. Next slide, please. Now, I know many of you have joined this session tonight because you are very, very excited about understanding how you can get into the application and select courses for dual enrollment. Well, on the next slide, we're going to talk about the steps and the timelines related to the dual enrollment application for summer and fall 2023. Well, the dual enrollment application for the summer and fall semesters will actually open on Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. That's just a couple of days away from today. And there are a number of things that you must do in order to make sure that you secure your space in dual enrollment for the summer and or fall semester. I first want to remind you that we actually handle registration for summer and fall at the same time. Just because we're doing both does not mean you have to take classes in both in the same semester. You can take summer classes, or you can take fall classes, or you can do summer and fall, but you must make a decision before the application closes on April 27th. So again, the deadline to apply and request registration for courses is April 27th. Now, on the next slide, I do want to talk a little bit about the cost because I'm so very excited to share some updates regarding the cost. Now, tuition is normally free, and it's been free traditionally in the past. And in the past, students have had to pay an instructional service fee or a registration fee. But on the next slide, I want to reveal something that's very exciting for the summer and fall cycle. Next slide, please. Your school district, Prince George's County Public Schools, has announced that dual enrollment will be completely free for all eligible students. And that means that you completed all the necessary steps required and submitted the specific information by the due date of April 27th. So that's right, tuition fees and textbooks will be covered for all eligible participants. And I promise you, there's no coupon clipping requirement. You don't need a special app, but you do need to follow the deadlines that have been defined by PGCC and PGCPS, and utilize the dual enroll platform as specified in tonight's presentation so that you can qualify for 100% free tuition and fees. Next slide, please. Now, what do you need to complete in order to access this free dual enrollment experience? How are you able to take classes at Prince George's Community College for free? Well, first, you must apply to the dual enrollment program. An application is required through the dual enroll invitation link, which you will receive to your PGCPS email on Wednesday. Now, I know that some of you are super excited about participating, but it's very important that you check your your PGCPS and your dual enroll email throughout the duration of the dual enrollment application cycle. So parents, if you're joining, please make sure your students are tapping in and checking their PGCPS email daily for updates regarding the dual enrollment process. Once students apply to dual enrollment, you'll receive some personalized enrollment steps. A couple of those steps include to activate your OWL link. Your OWL link is your portal to your Prince George's Community College systems, and then you must also complete new student orientation. Now, for students who have participated in dual enrollment in past semesters, you don't have to complete a new student orientation for the summer or fall cycle. All students, however, are required to get parent consent prior to the April 27th deadline. So I want to encourage you students that as soon as you get that link to register and apply for dual enrollment, request registration and apply for those dual enrollment courses, I encourage you to get in the system and complete those enrollment steps. Many times we have students who wait until the deadline to request courses and to get parent consent. It's very important, students, to understand that this is a technical process, and then sometimes there are technical issues, as what happened tonight before my presentation, just before we went live. Things happen, and it's important that you take advantage of getting in early and getting your application submitted. All course requests must be completed through dual enroll, okay? And that's very important. I know some of our continuing students may have heard or seen other communication, but as a dual enrollment student, you must complete all of your course requests through dual enroll. That is the only system that you should be utilizing to apply and request courses for dual enrollment. Next slide, please. I'm going to, when you get the link invitation to participate in dual enrollment, you'll see a screen that looks very similar to what you see on your screen tonight. Continuing students should log in using your existing dual enroll username and password. If you do not remember your credentials, click the forgot your username or password to retrieve them. Remember that you are required to use a personal email address when creating your dual enroll account. So that might be a hint to what your username may be. Upon logging in for continuing students, please be sure to review your address, phone number, parent contact information, and high school information, including your current high school and professional school counselor. So if you transfer high schools or your counselor has changed from one academic year to the next or one academic semester to the other, you want to ensure that you're updating that information accordingly. If you don't know who your counselor is, it might be a good idea to visit the counseling office at your high school and inquire about who your counselor is so that you can avoid any delays in the processing of your dual enrollment courses. New students will need to create an account, which is demonstrated on the right side of your screen. Please be sure to use a personal email address and not your PGCPS email address when creating your account. As a heads up, you will also need to know your PGCPS student ID number, your parent's name, email address, and phone number, as well as your counselor's name. It would be a good idea to gather this information prior to the application opening on April 12th. Next slide, please. Once you arrive in the dual enrollment site, you can actually select the term in which you wish to take classes. Remember, we are looking at courses for the summer and or fall terms or semesters, and sometimes those words are used interchangeably. You have the option to search by semester as well as course type. You can search for courses, those dual in the school courses that are taught at your high school, the college campus, or online or in the remote format. You'll be able to see the course code as well as the location code, the subject, and the title of the course. If you click on the title of the course, you'll receive a description of the course that's been provided. Again, we're not requiring you to know all this information about your dual enrollment courses, but we do have staff available to assist you with selecting your courses, the most appropriate courses, and the correct format for you. Next slide, please. As you are selecting courses, pay close attention to the section's location, meeting days, times, and start and end dates. Also consider the course format. Only continuing students who have earned 6 or more college credits with a PGCC GPA of 2.5 or greater will be allowed to take fully online sections. However, all students can qualify to take face-to-face or in-person, hybrid, or remote course sections. Just to kind of give you a breakdown of what those different formats mean. Face-to-face means that you're coming to one of our campus locations, our main campus here in Largo, our University Town Center campus location in Hyattsville, Maryland, near the mall at Prince George's, or our Laurel College Center campus location, or our location at Joint Base Andrews. So it's very important to look at the location to ensure that you're able to have transportation and have enough time to get from your high school or home to the campus location. Our hybrid classes have scheduled meetings on campus and either on your device remotely or online. So again, all students can qualify to take hybrid courses, but again, pay close attention to the days that those classes meet at the college campus so you can ensure that you are able to make it to those synchronous, those in-person sessions. Our structured remote classes are very similar to the classes that you took during virtual instruction throughout the pandemic, where you will actually be able to take classes on your own device on a platform that many people are familiar with, Zoom, and you'll have to log into those classes at specified days and times. Online, again, in order to qualify for online, you must have earned 6 or more college credits from Prince George's Community College with a 2.5 or greater GPA. And the reason for this is because online really requires you to do work on your own and work independently to log in and listen to modules on your own. There's no synchronous instruction. Online really relates to our asynchronous learning. So again, we don't want to put too much on dual enrollment students early on. So we do encourage, we do require, I'm sorry, for you to have at least 6 credits under your belt with a 2.5 or greater GPA prior to getting into the online courses. Next, I want to introduce a short video to you to give you a little bit more of an introduction to dual enrollment at Prince George's Community College. So I'm going to ask our tech. Actually, we're going to put the link to the video in the chat. If you go to the next slide, you can see a link to the description, a link to all the dual enrollment videos. Next slide, please. I think. Next slide.
I apologize, Raymond. I will put it in the chat. I was trying to make it work, but it's not working.
No problem at all. Thank you so much, Mimi.
All right.
So, but if you go to the next slide, I want to show the students what our playlist looks like. So we have an entire dual enrollment playlist on our college YouTube page, which has a number of videos, including information session 1, information session 2, our introduction to dual enroll. And we also have some cool, which I think are cool and fun videos, which gives you a little bit more of a breakdown of what you need to qualify for to take dual enrollment courses at Prince George's Community College. So I encourage you, to take some time to look at our PGCC dual enrollment program playlist on youtube.com/PGCCTV online and learn more about the dual enrollment program. Next slide, please. So what happens after dual enrollment? What are some opportunities that exist for you as former dual enrollment students? Let's look at some of those opportunities. Next slide, please. As a reminder, dual enrollment is not designed necessarily for students to earn an associate degree by the time they graduate, simply because associate degrees really require 60 credit hours, which really equates to 12 to 15 credit hours over 2 years. But we do encourage former dual enrollment students to continue their studies at Prince George's Community College after high school graduation, and we are able to offer at least a 50% tuition assistance grant, and many students receive full scholarships to continue their degree. And just keep in mind that if you're starting this experience as a rising junior, there is the potential to earn somewhere between 24 and 30 credit hours through the dual enrollment experience. In that case, you're just about halfway through or completed with an associate degree. So again, keep Prince George's Community College at the forefront of your minds, especially as you enter into your senior year and start considering college and universities, because as a former dual enrollment student, there is financial assistance available to you. Next slide, please. Many students will also take dual enrollment courses and transfer those courses to other colleges and universities. And in order for that to happen, you must request an official college transcript from Prince George's Community College, even for those credits that appear on your high school transcript, because colleges don't accept transfer credit from your high school. They do accept them from Prince George's Community College as an institution of higher education. So you would, at the end of your time taking dual enrollment courses, you will request an official transcript. You'll pay a nominal fee of $9 or less to have those official transcripts sent to your four-year college or university, and they will review the credits that you took through dual enrollment and decide which courses transferred there. So again, you must request an official transcript for that process. Next slide, please. How do you decide on how do you plan for transfer? First, you decide on your possible target schools that you plan to attend. As I mentioned earlier on in the presentation, begin to reach out to those four-year colleges that you're interested in. Let them know that you're a potential dual enrollment student taking college classes at your local community college, and get some ideas from them about courses that they may deem transferable. Also, check the recommended courses list provided by a PGCC Coast Advisor or dual enrollment representative. And if you're looking at those courses if you're looking at attending colleges, public institutions within the state of Maryland, utilize their ArtSys system to decide which courses you should take at Prince George's, and those that would be transferable. And then, of course, if you are looking at four-year colleges as well, you can contact the transfer admissions representative for recommendations and for clarifications on courses that are most likely to transfer. I will say that many students who take courses, especially our general education courses at Prince George's Community College, are very successful in having those courses transferred to four-year colleges and universities. Next slide, please. As a reminder, you are developing an academic record for yourself by taking dual enrollment courses. As I mentioned, some of those courses may show up on your high school transcript at those dual credit courses, but all of them will show up on your college transcript. So it's very important that you do very, very well that you can in all of your dual enrollment courses. Most colleges and universities only accept grades of C or better if you plan on transferring credits. All degree programs, 2 years and 4-year programs, will require some general education courses. General education are courses such as English, math, science, social sciences, and those are courses like psychology and sociology. Humanities courses such as art, foreign language. We offer Spanish, French, and Arabic here at Prince George's, and your speech and communications courses. It's very important that you pay special attention to the math requirements for the college that you plan to attend. Some programs require calculus-based math. Some of them require statistics. So not every math course that you take will necessarily translate into the program of study that you plan to pursue. So again, pay close attention to those math requirements, and definitely have a conversation with your dual enrollment representative or coast advisor about which programs of study might require certain maths. If you plan to attend an out-of-state college or university, please save copies of all of your syllabi because that receiving institution may request some additional information related to the course outcomes and the learning outcomes in the courses that you take in through dual enrollment. Next slide, please. So applications for the summer and fall, again, as a reminder, opens on April 12, 2023. That's on this Wednesday. And you will actually receive an invitation for those of you who have been deemed eligible for participation in this program by PGCPS and PGCC. You will actually receive an email to your PGCPS email from MD Completion Act at pgcc.edu with the link to begin the application process. And the application will close on April 27th. Again, students, please don't wait until April 27th to start the application steps. Please get started with those application steps very soon after you receive that invitation to select your courses. Let's look at the application process and what must be done again before that April 27th deadline. The first thing that must be done is your placement testing. And this is whether you've taken the AccuPlacer at your high school or you need to submit SAT or ACT scores officially to Prince George's Community College. All that must be taken care of. You must have advising with your coast advisor or dual enrollment representative. And I know that staff are working very hard and very diligently. I know that some of them have even been working with students over your spring break to talk about courses. But as soon as you come back in school, make sure that you meet with those dual enrollment representatives and coast advisors to talk about course completion. Course recommendations. You must complete your dual enrollment application through the dual enroll invitation link that you will receive by email, as well as new student orientation. Parents, if you're here, you must consent for your child to participate in the program before April 27th as well. So parents, you'll receive a text message or email that your student will provide to the system so that you can provide consent for them to participate in this program. We cannot process any student's application without parent consent. So it's very important, parents, that you check your email and your text messages if you know that your students are interested in participating in dual enroll. And then students, you must have at least one course request in dual enroll completed by April 27th, okay? And let me just say this, you must have all this done before April 27th if you want the best consideration for participation in dual enrollment at Prince George's Community College. I again want to remind you that this is a free opportunity that Prince George's Community College and PGCPS are affording you to participate in this program. So again, I can't stress enough that you have to get in and get these applications submitted. If you go to the next slide, please, Mimi. Again, application must be submitted through the dual enroll invitation link. I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but I don't want any students to miss this very important deadline for participation in the program. So get those applications submitted through dual enroll only, activate your OWL link, complete that new student orientation. Parents nag your students to check their emails. Students nag your parents to check their emails and check in text messages for parent consent, and then complete at least one course request through dual enroll. Okay. Now, I know that I have provided a lot of information, and we're going to go to the next slide, please. And I know that my colleagues have been working super hard in the chat, assisting with answering questions that many of you may have related to the dual enrollment process. And at this time, I do want to take a moment to entertain any questions that we may have live. If our tech team is ready to bring some questions on live, I'll be happy to answer those questions as much as possible. So I'll take a couple of questions here. Any questions? Is it possible to use those scholarships at any out-of-state colleges? So there are no scholarships available for participation in dual enroll, but if you're referring to the sponsorship that PGCPS provides, those sponsorships can be used at any college in the state of any public institution in the state of Maryland. If you want to take courses outside of Prince George's Community College or Bowie State University, you must complete PGCPS's intent to enroll and complete that individual college's dual enrollment process. Very good question. Do you have to go to your COAS advisor to schedule classes, or can you work with your counselor? So you can actually work with your COAS advisor or your counselor. Your counselor is primarily going to be able to help you to determine what your school day might look like. Your COAS advisor is going to help you to determine what requirements we have as Prince George's Community College as it relates to prerequisite requirements. So some of your schools don't have a COAS advisor, but there is a dual enrollment representative that have been assigned to those schools to assist you with your course selection process. How do I apply for remote classes for dual enrollment? Very good question. When you get into dual enroll, there's going to be an option where you'll be able to select either classes that are on campus location, or those classes that are remote. You'll see in all capital letters remote, and that's how you know that it's a remote course. Very good question. Will the application link be posted after this? As I mentioned earlier, the application link won't be posted necessarily after this, but students who qualify for dual enrollment, and how do you know if you qualify? That means you received an invitation, or you received the invitation to join this session by email from mdcompletionact@pgcc.edu. So you will receive a special invitation link to complete the application process. And, we will post the link to our website so that you can also gain that. But the primary method of receiving that link is through your PGCPS email. When will we know that our child has been accepted into the program? Essentially, all the status updates regarding the eligibility for courses will occur through dual enroll. So essentially, when a student is accepted accepted and applies to dual enroll, as long as they have that 2.5 or greater GPA with a qualifying test score, or 3.0 cumulative unweighted GPA, and they are in good academic and financial standing with Prince George's Community College, they qualify for participation in the program. It's a matter of determining whether they qualify to take the courses they selected, which is why I'm encouraging many students to reach out to their COAS advisor or dual enrollment representative to talk about those courses, because that's really the place where students really get hiccup on whether or not they qualify. So just because you don't qualify for a certain course does not mean that you don't necessarily qualify for the program as a whole. Can all dual credits and dual enrollment courses be taken via virtual classes? That really depends on the method that we are offering courses. I will say that Prince George's Community College has done a very good job at using a range of the different modalities for our courses. So in addition to us having dual credit courses, available in person, remote, and online, many of those courses are also offered at through our Dual in the School program. And just a shout out to Ms. Tawana Terry, who's also in the chat. We offer Dual in the School courses at Central, Duval, Friendly, Gwynn Park, and Surrattsville beginning in the fall semester. So we're excited to actually provide those courses very, very soon. Students actually should start receiving some information this week on what courses are going to be offered at those schools. But yeah, we do offer those courses, many of them remotely as well. Well, look, that's all the time we have for you all tonight. I want to thank you all for attending tonight's session, and I hope that it was super informative to you. I do want to ask you to do me one quick favor, and let's take a moment and to complete our evaluation. So there's a QR code or either a link provided in the chat for you to a link provided in the description and on the screen for you to actually complete our evaluation. We want to hear how these sessions are going. We want to hear about how we can improve these sessions, that we can, give you the information you need to be successful throughout your journey throughout this dual enrollment experience. Again, thank you for joining. Take a moment to capture that QR code and, of course, give us your feedback on your experience with tonight's presentation. Look forward to reviewing your applications in dual enroll, and look forward to you taking courses at Prince George's Community College. Thank you so much and have a great night. And a huge shout out to my colleagues, the dual enrollment team, who have been in the chat answering many of your questions. And a really, really, really big shout out to PGCC TV and production staff for ensuring that this event was a success. Even despite some of the technical challenge I had, they really backed me up to ensure that you all got the information that you need. So again, thank you all, and thank you again, and have a good night.
Live from the Owl's Nest here at PGCC.
Have you seen all the great comments about dual and concurrent enrollment at Prince George's Community College?
For real.
And they're all 5-star. Look at this.
I took 8 classes and earned 25 credits that will transfer to my university.
I took an English course that counted towards my high school graduation.
Yeah, most PGCC dual enrollment students earn A's, B's, and C's in their courses. Here's another one.
I saved almost $1,000 and earned a 4.0 college GPA.
Dude, a 4.0? For real? Well, look, this one right here is from a parent.
Dual enrollment is absolutely the best thing you can do for your child to help them grow and experience the college environment firsthand.
Dude, was that your mom?
Facts. They all love dual and concurrent enrollment at PGCC.
But wait, there's more. After high school graduation, you could continue your studies at PGCC and earn an associate's degree or certificate.
Plus, you may be eligible for scholarships to help cover the cost of tuition and fees.
For more information about dual and concurrent enrollment at Prince George's Community College, visit pgcc.edu/go/highschool.
Listen, don't let procrastination hold you back.
Prepare for what's next at Prince George's Community College. Train for the career of your dreams and secure your future. Earn an associate degree or a certificate, and you could start pursuing your passion today.